Nice to be in touch with you, folks. Conspiracy theories and conspiracy theories abound. They are literally all over to be found. On the web, in bookshops, wherever there is something to be gained, they pop up all over. Conspiracy theories, it so obviously seems, is already big business. Which in turn begs the question, how can something that is explicitly aimed at the system at the same time qualify as big business, operate like big business, getting some very rich at the expense of others? I mean, why is conspiracy theories even allowed? If they paint an image so bleak, they are a big cause of concern to those who rule over society. So these people should have a vested interest to ban conspiracy theories and jail the conspiracy theorists. After all, there is so much talk on banning communists. In many countries like Indonesia, Ukraine, Iran, this has already been achieved. In others like Poland or Romania, it is about to be achieved. So why not ban conspiracy theories as well? Especially given the fact the influence of conspiracy theories is far more widespread than that of communism. It reaches far deeper into society than communism does. It moreover teaches people to lose any faith in a revolutionary overthrow of capitalism. It teaches people we are so deep in the grip of almighty, all-powerful bankers and harp weapons and Illuminatis, hell, even reptilians, that all resistance to the system is rather futile. Conspiracy theorists, by and large, are very skeptical of capitalism being overthrown. They are very skeptical of people being capable to overthrow capitalism from below. But they also often imply that capitalism, though can't and even shouldn't be overthrown, can be reformed by removing certain people to replace them with others. Oh, wait a minute now. Haven't we already heard that before? Haven't we already heard that capitalism can't and shouldn't be overthrown? Haven't we already heard that capitalism is actually not that bad, except some people in charge of it are bad, and by removing them, the overall health of the system can be restored. The whole system can be made to work again by removing these bad weeds. Haven't we already heard that before? And where? That's right, you are not very far off. You are quite close to it, actually. We are talking about reformists. We are talking about none other than reformists of various stripes and hues. Conspiracy theories is a modern variety of bourgeois reformism. Marxism teaches that capitalism in its entirety is bad, that capitalism is inherently bad, inherently oppressive, and ought to be brought down by the masses. But conspiracy theorists, like reformism in general, teach that capitalism as a system is not that bad, and by removing certain people in charge of it, it can be once again made to work. Capitalism oughtn't be overthrown, it just has to be saved from itself. Pretty music to the ears of the exploiters, right? Back in the 1930s, it was about Jews. German capitalism was fundamentally sound, so said the Nazis. German capitalism was fundamentally sound, but Jews undermined it. Krupp was a good sport, so they said, but evil Jews didn't allow Krupp and guys like Krupp, who were all fair and square, to serve the oh-so-great German people, or Volk, as the Nazis called it. Today, it's no longer so much about Jews, because overt Nazism is pretty tarnished after having carried out the most massive string of genocides in history. But we still speak of Jews who ruined everything. They are called Illuminatis, or the central bankers, and they are mostly Jewish. All threads in conspiracy theories inevitably lead to a guy named Rothschild and a clan named Rothschild who just so happens to be of Jewish descent. His henchmen also just happen to be of Jewish descent. Greenspan, Bernanke, Soros, Lagarde, all of them are Jews. And Gentile magnates, what about them? Anglo-Saxon magnates, Chinese magnates, Arab magnates, Russian magnates. What about them, folks? Where are they to be found, more precise? Nowhere to be found, it turns out. Or if they are to be found at all, they are to be found in the clutches of the Rothschilds, as mere helpless flies in a spider web, as innocent lambs crying out for help after being seized by their throat by ravenous wolves. Back in the 1930s, it was Krupp who needed to be saved from the clutches of evil Jews in order to be able to proudly stand on his two legs and save German capitalism from alien beasts who are actually busy helping the enemy of capitalism, communism, which also happened to be Jewish. Nowadays it's Bill Gates and Warren Buffett who need to be saved from the clutches of the evil Jews, the Rothschilds, in order to be able to proudly stand on their two legs and save US capitalism from alien beasts who are actually busy helping the enemy of capitalism, communism, nowadays dressed in neo-Marxist attire, which also happens to be Jewish. Back in the 1930s, it was German capitalism that needed to be saved from the world Jewish conspiracy that also supported communism. Nowadays, it's Russian and Chinese capitalism that need to be saved from a world Jewish conspiracy that is also hell-bent on supporting neo-Marxism, whatever we may mean by that term. One thing conspiracy theorists with Jews, conspiracy theories with Jews and with Rothschilds have in common is that they both involve, Jews, and another thing they have in common is they both involve something very unpleasant to all capitalism, namely social equality, multiculturalism, minority rights, no racial, ethnic or religious hatred. They could divide the working class in the benefit of